Morena, boys and girls.
Hi,
Hope you
boys
had a
and
lovely
girls.
weekend. It's nice to see them again, isn't it,
Oh,
Lynda?
love you guys.
Got children at preschool and our gorgeous children at home.
And it's lovely, those boys and girls that are dropping off, the big 4 people who are dropping off their books.
I know.
So excited. It's like a Christmas present every time at the end of the day, and we look and then we write something for you, and it's just wonderful.
They're
So keep
really,
it up.
Yeah, keep doing it. We
And you're
really
learning
love
the
it.
same sort of things that we're doing at preschool, so that's really cool.
So there might be some things about seeds.
Yeah, might be.
Absolutely. Let's sing our lovely national anthem.
Okay.
Lovely
proud of
singing.
you guys. Proud of you guys at home too.
Must be kick-off.
Oh, I think so. It always reminds me of the rugby match.
Surely does.
Oh, I think we need some of those words at the moment, so it's all lovely.
Absolutely.
Right, I was wondering, Marianne, if we could say your beautiful poem,
Of course.
because I love this poem.
Put this down for a moment. Here we
There
are.
we go.
This is called A Little Seed. We
Let's
learn
see.
about seeds,
Shall we
aren't
s-
we?
oh, we are, and it's so exciting because when you get a seed, you know if you plant it, what does it become?
A flower.
Or
A
a
beautiful,
plant or a
massive,
tree.
all of those things.
All those things. So we might get Marianne to say it. Let's see if we can remember the words.
Shall we do it together?
Okay, ready, go.
Now the title.
A little seed. A little seed for me to sow. A little earth to help it grow. A little shoot come up. A little sun. A little shower. A little while. You have to wait, don't we?
And then
Yay!
Or a
Oh,
plant,
those
or a
beautiful
tree.
flowers. Yes.
all those
gorgeous.
things.
And they all start with a little,
Tiny. Or sometimes
or
big.
sometimes
Really, really?
big seed.
Really big.
Really big.
My big seed.
Well, talking about that, Marianne, tell us what happened with our
Coconut.
Yes, our coconut. It's
Yes.
so exciting.
Can you see what happened to our coconut?
I think someone might have smashed that coconut.
Tillo took it outside and she broke it open, didn't she?
How did you do it, Tilla? What did you use?
Oh, I used a jagged piece of rock
Oh,
and I hit it constantly on the edge of it. And it
wonderful
cracked
spot.
open and lots of water came out.
Wow. I can
And
hear
that's
it.
coconut water, isn't
Yeah,
it?
coconut
I
water.
called it coconut milk, but I was wrong. It's
Coconut water.
coconut water.
To make the milk, they get the flesh of the coconut, that's this
Mhm.
white part, and they squash
Smash
it
it.
and smash it and put it in a processor.
And guess what, boys and girls? We all had a nibble of that beautiful
We
coconut.
did. It
More
was-
than a nibble, probably.
Yeah, a decent bit. Because as you can see, there's not much left, is there?
Well, it's really
Not much left,
beautiful.
but look, you can see the flesh inside, which is really yummy to eat.
Mm.
It'd be nice if you're on a desert island right now, wouldn't it, Lynda?
Wouldn't it be beautiful?
Lying in the
nice
sun,
and fresh.
eating a coconut. Very nice. So this was my massive big seed, and we're going to play a little game, aren't we, Lynda?
Soon, but before that we have to learn a few more things. So get ready. You'll be able to play this game at home, and you could go around and collect some different seeds and talk to Mummy and Daddy about how they get spread. But anyway, Marianne's got some very interesting looking things here.
Got some
Marianne.
funny looking things. Now,
Seeds
this
are all
one
sorts.
here, would you believe this is a seed? Well, it's actually a bit of a tree that we found in our preschool garden, didn't we?
Marianne and
Lynda?
I went outside and we chopped it down, and because when we looked at it,
We could see lots, I'll show you,
so
Here we go.
interesting.
lots of little, tiny, little, what are they?
Seeds.
Seeds! Lots and hundreds of seeds.
And
all
there's
over
even
this.
little holes where they've come out.
Yeah. So some of them, there's a little space where there was a seed, and otherwise you can see the little seeds there, but there's spaces and there's seeds. And that came from a palm tree we had outside preschool, didn't it? So it's pretty neat. I wonder how this palm tree spreads its seeds.
Good question. How does it spread them?
What do you think happens?
Wind.
Do you think the wind blows them off?
Could do.
Could do, yeah. Could be the wind. Wonder what else it could be. Some of them are missing. So it was up high in the tree, and some of these little seeds popped off up high in the tree, and some of the little seeds have dropped off, haven't they? Where do you think they've gone? They come on. Where do you think they've gone?
On the ground.
On the ground. So they've
Good
dropped.
answer.
So when something drops, it's called gravity, isn't it, Lynda?
It's when gravity is the force that
Gravity
pulls
is
it
pulling
down.
me down, because gravity is holding me on the ground. at the
Otherwise,
moment.
Marianne would be
Otherwise,
floating.
I would be floating. You'd be floating. You'd all be floating. So gravity on our Earth pulls us down and holds us on the ground. So the gravity has pulled that little seed to the ground, and it's dropped on the ground, and it's probably going to maybe grow into a new tree. But there's hundreds and hundreds of seeds, aren't there? And do you think we're going to get hundreds and hundreds of trees? Probably not. So the clever plant produces tons of seeds because it knows that only a couple of them might grow. So it has to produce lots and lots and lots. So this clever plant drops its seeds to the ground, and gravity pulls them down, and there they are. And just like Brooke said, sometimes a wind comes along and blows them down too.
Good answer. Good
Which is
thinking.
very good thinking. So that's our preschool seeds from our tree outside. You'll be able to see it outside preschool. It's got a few more of these still on it.
There are, it's actually got lots. I'm just peeping out the
Yeah,
door.
it's got lots and lots.
And there's 3 of those trees that have got
Like I
them.
said, that tree knows that not all of them are going to grow, just a few. So
But
it's pretty
gravity will
neat.
pull down
They
those
will.
seeds.
So gravity is what holds us on the ground.
Well, I was listening to an astronaut. He was an astronaut that had been in the rocket to the moon, and he said the best part of going to the moon was there was no gravity. He didn't actually go to the moon, but he was in the rocket, and he was floating along. He
Wouldn't
said
it
it's the
be
most
fun?
wonderful feeling.
Weightlessness.
Because he didn't have the gravity, and just as well got gravity holding us all down.
They say it's very hard to eat and drink when there's no gravity.
That is.
It keeps floating away, doesn't it?
We had fun with that when we were talking about our astronauts,
Yes,
didn't
we
we?
did.
When we were talking
We
about
did.
space.
It was really cool.
That's a great topic.
But we've just got to remember with gravity, if we've got a ball in our hand and we throw the ball up in the air, what happens to the ball? If we throw it up in the air,
And then it
comes back down, and it's gravity that brings it down again, isn't it, Lynda?
That's great.
Yeah. So some seeds spread by gravity, and the wind helps too. So we've decided that's wind and gravity, that one. Yeah. We actually found some other seeds
Oh,
too,
we did.
didn't we, Lynda?
Linda went next door.
Lynda went next door.
I love finding. I like going on big
Seed
seed
hunts.
hunts.
Look at
Exciting.
these ones. These are really neat. Can you see them? Can you see them?
I wonder if you could go up close and
Yeah. I think
boys
I'll
and
make
girls
it
might
much
be able
closer.
to hear them.
Okay, I'm going to give them a big rattle. Are you ready? How's that? Can
What's
you hear it?
making that noise?
The seeds.
Seeds are inside the... Do you know what this is called?
Huh?
It's called a pod. And seeds... Oh, there goes a seed. That was gravity. The seeds are inside the little pods. And these seeds are on the tree, and what happens is they split open. You see that? Oh, bring it over again. Here's the seeds on the tree, and they split open, and guess what falls out? Tiny little, can you see them? Yeah. Should we open another one? Tiny little seeds. Another one. Oh!
Oh,
Did you see those?
sounded like rain, didn't it?
So these are spread by these drying out, opening up, and then gravity pulling them down. And also the wind as well, I'm sure. Wind is a really important seed spreader.
Like a little tiny pieces of iceberg floating down.
It does look like that, doesn't it? It looks very beautiful. So when there's lots and lots and hundreds of them, because again, this plant is very clever and it knows that not all of these will grow. So it produces hundreds and hundreds of them. Pretty neat, though, eh? I love the sound it makes.
It's like, sounds like rain, doesn't it, on the roof?
Rather beautiful. So these seeds are spread by gravity and a bit of the wind
I'd say so.
and drying out.
Wind has a lot to do with
It
seeds.
does have a lot to do with it. Should we talk about these ones?
Yes. This is our favourite.
This is a bit of a favourite. Can you see this? Just bring it a bit closer so you can really see it. Here we are. This one's high up in the tree and it's got like little berries on it. And do you know who comes along to see the little berries? The birds. Birds come along, fly, 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 and they bite off a little berry, goes into their tummies,
And I poop it.
and they poop it out.
Ew, that's
Yeah.
yucky.
And then they get another berry, and they fly, fly, fly away, and they poop it out somewhere else. They have another berry, and they fly this way, they poop it somewhere else. So that's how animals can spread seeds. And sometimes people spread seeds, don't they, Lynda?
They do.
People can spread seeds. If you're sitting there munching on your plum or your peach and you eat all the flesh, then you can, left with a little seed, sometimes you can throw that into your garden or somewhere where there's some soil, and guess what happens?
It's a flower.
Well, it grows into another plant again, doesn't it?
Well, especially if it lands in a nice place and it can
Yeah.
snuggle
If it
into
lands on the driveway,
into
it
the
probably
soil.
won't grow, but if it lands into some nice soil, and then the rain and the sun all comes,
Just like our poem.
just like that,
Mhm.
then that little seed might turn into a lovely tree again and produce more plums or nectarines or whatever you were eating.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So sometimes people spread seeds, sometimes animals spread seeds like birds, sometimes the wind spreads seeds, quite often actually. Sometimes there's something really exciting that happens with big trees that look a bit like Christmas trees. They're called Norfolk pine trees, and they do something really exciting. Do you know what they do?
No.
They,
Run.
Yes.
what's it called? They explode, and they're like
Good on you.
like that.
Oh,
That's what can happen.
exactly.
So we can have wind, we can have explosions, we can have animals and people. Something else.
Well, how does a coconut spread its
How does
seeds?
that spread its
Sometimes.
seed?
Sometimes.
It's floating around and it lands on a
An island.
beautiful tropical island into the sand, and sand goes over it and out pops a little shoot and it grows into a beautiful coconut palm and
And
produces
Brooke and
more
Lauren
seeds.
know all about this because they found one at the beach.
They did.
No, only Daddy and Austin and me went.
Oh, so
Not
Lauren
Mummy.
wasn't there. Oh, okay.
Oh right,
Because
okay.
Austin, because Lauren was having her nap.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
fair enough. You were the big girl going for a walk on the beach, and they actually found a coconut on their beach.
Oh, I think that's amazing.
That's a neat story. Thanks for sharing that. And if we were on Hawaii Beach, Waikiki Beach, Lynda,
There's
in our
lots
dreams,
of palms
there'd be
there.
lots of palms and lots of
And there's
beautiful
big coconuts that sit
way up in
inside
the tree.
them. And some people, some very clever people can climb up. They can climb up just with bare feet.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Mm.
I don't think I'd want to climb up that
No,
tree because
definitely
it
not.
looks pretty dangerous to me. But
Climbing trees is probably not the best thing because
No.
you could fall off them.
you've got to be really careful.
Yes, you do.
So that's another way that seeds can be spread through like it's floating in the water and lands
Oh,
on that lovely
ocean.
island.
Yes, in the
water or
ocean.
the ocean.
Yes,
That's-
absolutely, Evie. That's really
That's
clever.
true.
Well, we might sing a song and then Lynda's going to talk about something we haven't quite thought about yet to do with seeds.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, and
We
who
sing
can
this
tell
song.
me the first day of the week is Monday. I'm growing every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Clever, and I think I heard you people at home.
I heard
sing that.
everybody singing that one.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And my favourite, Sunday.
Okay, my little sweethearts. Now, I've got a little insect here.
Ooh.
I wonder if you can tell me what kind of insect it
Who
might
they
be.
could guess.
It's a bee.
It hasn't got wings.
It's not a
Do you
bee.
know at home? It's got 6 legs, and usually this insect is very tiny.
Ooh. What colour is it, Lynda?
Good question. Black. But this one actually is a brown and
So
black
it's
one.
black, it's tiny,
Mostly they're
it's
black.
an insect with 6 legs.
And they're a real nuisance at home.
Ant.
Yes! How did you know
She's so
that?
clever. And your one's black and brown,
Yeah.
but often they're
Yeah.
just black, aren't they?
Now, do you know what these little ants do?
Scurry.
They do
They do.
scurry. I
Good
love
word.
that word. Oh, love scurry. Well, sometimes they scurry along until they find a seed, and then they pick up the seed with their big mandibles, pincers that are around here. They've got, but instead of teeth like you, they've got big claw-like things, haven't they?
Yeah,
And I think they call
they
them
do.
mandibles
Yeah.
and pincers. And they take that seed back to the ant nest. And it's amazing, Evie. They keep them in the ant nest, but sometimes they drop the seeds on
Oh.
the way.
Could they be spreading seeds?
And sometimes they don't eat all the seeds, and the seeds stay in the ground near the ant nest.
So not just birds and people,
No.
sometimes little ants.
Other animals,
other
especially insects that take those seeds. So isn't that interesting?
So another way that
Why
seeds
do
get
they
spread.
need seeds?
I think because it's their food. Ants will eat just about anything. They love sweet things like sugar and
Love
sticky
sugar.
things. But they will, if they can't get sugar, they will eat sweet seeds because some seeds taste sweet. And when we ate our beautiful coconut, it tasted
It was
so
beautiful,
sweet,
wasn't
didn't it? Yummy.
Bet ants would love to eat all
I
that.
think they would come and take
I
that.
think we'll keep
they
that
would.
safe in case some ants come and visit us.
Good
at the restaurant.
places in the fridge,
Yeah.
because ants don't go in the fridge.
True.
So we'll keep ours safe from this little ant, but that's how seeds can be spread from animals. And I'll tell you another little thing. I found these two. There's not many because we haven't got long grass at preschool, but this was growing. Steve needs to come and mow the lawns. But sometimes these special plants have their little seeds on the outside, and they're sticky.
Oh,
And so what would they stick to, do you think? What would those little seeds stick to?
Leaves.
If you're walking outside, what could they stick to? If you've got a little pussycat, what could they stick to? What do you reckon, Evie?
I can kiss your dress.
Could
Yeah.
stick to your dress. Could stick to where your feet are, your shoes, your bottom if you sit down, could stick there. Now, do you know my pussycat came in the other day, and my pussycat's got very long fur, and she had this tiny little thing, and it's got, I call them biddy bits.
oh yes.
And I pulled it, she went, meow, and I pulled it again, and she went, meow, 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 and then she turned around to hit me with her paw because she didn't like me
It's a bit
taking it out of her.
grumpy.
She was very grumpy, but I had to get it out because I knew that if she tried to lick it or pull it out, it could hurt her
They're
tummy.
quite prickly, aren't
They're quite little prickly bitty bits. I don't know, boys and girls, if you go to the beach, sometimes if you sit down on the beach, they stick to your blankets and they stick to your togs, and they're very annoying. But why are they annoying? Why are those bitty bitties annoying? Because what does the plant want you to do? If it sticks to my pussycat, what did that plant want? Wanted the pussycat to take it and wasn't eating it, was just in its fur.
All about
Spread.
Yes, spreading.
that's it.
It was spreading it. And there's some plants, they don't use gravity.
No.
They don't use the water.
Or the wind.
No. They just stick to you and hope that you walk along and it will drop off. Or my pussycat will walk along and I will take that seed off and it will drop.
And you'd probably throw it out the window into the dirt and it would grow.
And that's how it grows. And even these, remember Marianne said that when she stands on them, sometimes she goes, "Oh!" Because
Nasty
there's a big
little
hook. There's a big hook
But
there.
that's because they want to attach to things
Yes.
and spread around.
Stick to things and move with that
Aren't they
person.
clever?
So isn't that amazing?
It's incredible.
Right, so I don't know if we'll have time to play our game
Maybe
today.
we'll play the game
Next time,
on
shall we?
Tuesday.
Okay, because I know Marianne's got a very special book to read too
I do.
about that.
Yep, no, that sounds good.
Okay, now I'm very lucky these beautiful flowers lasted. I want to take them up and show the boys and girls really
So
closely
pretty,
today.
aren't they?
They've got little bells, and that's the song we sing about Mary. And then we've got these beautiful ones. They're starting to die, but they are really beautiful, and they're like like a beautiful bridesmaid or a beautiful lady going to a ball. And look at her dress,
Gorgeous.
like a little maid would wear. And do you know this week, Marianne, our lovely Philo is actually making pictures with the boys and girls, or the boys and girls are doing all the work, but lovely Philo's got all the paint and brushes and all
So
things,
exciting. isn't
and
it?
they're going to be making some of these delphiniums, aren't you?
Yes.
See, so
They're
that,
going to be beautiful.
oh,
aren't they?
and I bet
All
Philo's
those colours too.
those
Yeah,
lovely colours.
let's see
I
the
know.
colours.
So look out, we might show you one of those next week, and we've got some work to show the boys and girls tomorrow too, so that will be wonderful, and we might be able to show some of these. And Philo's got another secret thing to show you too, so we're going to have a wonderful rest of the week.
Yay, that's exciting.
Okay,
Let's sing about Mary.
Oh, I love this song.
Ready to sing about Mary? She's quite contrary.
Yes, which means she doesn't always do what she's told.
Naughty Mary.
You wouldn't be like that at home, would you, boys?
No, this good. Perfect in every way.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and little maids all in a row. And at Christmas time we sing a different version, so we'll have to start
We do.
singing, oh,
Golden
goodness,
shells.
golden shells and silver bells. And
Aw.
it's really fun. Okay.
And it's only about 10 weeks to go.
Oh, don't even speak about it. Hey, such a lovely time of the year though.
Very
Right,
exciting.
boys and girls, until
Kakite.
tomorrow, kakite.
See you. Bye-bye.
Love you lots.